Colombian football's tainted past of cartel owners, money laundering, and expensive players might be long gone. But today, it struggles with a newer problem. That is, supporter violence. And nowhere are tensions stronger than in the capital.
Las barras bravas, los enfrentamientos, los duelos de las hinchadas. Y eso, lamentablemente, alejó mucho a la gente del estadio.
A ver, anteriormente era muy bonito porque era una rivalidad que simplemente se quedaba ahí en el terreno de juego, en el estadio. Los hinchas eran entrelazados.
Aquí había 5 o 6 de Millonarios y enseguida 5 o 6 de Santa Fe. A partir de la aparición en los años 80 de las barras bravas, eso se acabó.
Hooliganism in Colombia is not limited to Bogotá. Nearly every team has these barras bravas or ultra groups, and not all are violent. But it was recent events in Bogotá that made them a prominent national concern. On the night of September 21st, after the second Bogotá Clasico of the month, the father of a young Santa Fe fan was stabbed and killed while defending his son against Millonarios supporters. The next night, 2 days before a Millonarios Atlético Nacional match, 2 fans wearing Nacional shirts were killed in Bogotá. The fallout was immense, and the city's mayor, Gustavo Petro, postponed the match. This year, at least 10 supporters have been killed in clashes between fans in Colombia. However, some believe football has been the scapegoat for a greater societal issue.
My way of seeing this is this has been politically used.
It's not really a football or a sports problem. Here in Colombia, you could say it's just a social problem.
Lack of opportunities for some of the young people.
So they might use the shirt as an excuse to commit crimes or whatever, steal, rob, kill.
So, the question becomes, is football to blame, or are these just criminals who happen to be football fans? Gaetan says it's the latter, and most of the violence occurs around the city. In fact, El Campín is safer than it's been in years.
But it's a very few amount of people which are doing this. We have had Clásicos in El Campín and a lot of games in El Campín. Nothing has happened. We do not have one person dead in the last 5 years, 6 years.
Millonarios has 2 major barras bravas, Los Comandos Azules and Blue Rain. They stand at opposite sides of the stadium because they are known to fight in between each other. Although controversial, they're famous for their match day support.
Barras bravas, I call them barras futboleras, which is quite different. It's not violence.
La primera barra brava de Colombia, los Comandos Azules. Fue impresionante, cuando nos quedábamos todos lelos no veíamos el partido sino mirándolos a ellos porque era impresionante. Ellos fueron los primeros y todo el mundo les copió. La barra de Millón muy fuerte, pero la de Santa Fe no se le queda atrás. La Guardia Albirroja se llama la de Santa Fe y se ubica en el sur del Estadio del Campín.
Es una hinchada que con el tiempo hubo inconvenientes, pero que hemos logrado con los líderes apaciguar la hinchada y es por eso que hace mucho tiempo no se ven esos problemas tan fuertes.
To curb the violence, clubs have launched the Football in Peace initiative. Also, teams are now docked points if their fans become unruly.
The whole message is, we can go to the stadium with different shirts and we just are supporting our teams. The rivalry has to be a matter of where the players are.
Se tiene que llegar al núcleo, donde se tiene que llegar, digamos, a esa barra para decirles de que el fútbol es paz, el fútbol es convivencia, es armonía.
Violence amongst barras bravas is a problem football faces around the world, especially in Latin America. But given Colombian football's past and its massive potential, it's one they can't tackle fast enough. Since the Professional Colombian Football League began in 1948, 7 teams have never been relegated to the second division. Atlético Nacional of Medellin are one, and Bogotá's Millonarios FC and Independiente Santa Fe are two others. Two teams with two very different histories. Santa Fe, Colombia's first champion, and Millonarios, the winningest club ever. Millonarios has long been a giant of Colombian football.
Finales de los 40, comienzos de los 50, el mejor equipo del mundo. Le llamaban el Ballet Azul.
Thanks to a player strike in Argentina, Millonarios scooped up stars like Alfredo Perdenera, Nestor Raúl Rossi, and future Real Madrid star Alfredo Di Stefano.
The name came somehow from there because it was like millionaires, because in that moment the investment to bring these three players was a very big investment.
With that, their reign began. Between 1949 and 1978, the club won 11 league titles and 2 league cups. With players from all over the country, their fan base swelled from coast to coast. But after back-to-back titles in 1987 and 88, the golden days came to an end. In the 80s, Colombian football and Millonarios became flooded with drug money, forcing the government to intervene in the 90s.
But then it comes a period in which finance was not well managed.
De la noche a la mañana, por diversos problemas, pero sobre todo el administrativo, se cayó.
In 2004, the club named for millionaires filed for bankruptcy, and a debt of $13 million plunged them further into crisis.
As a matter of fact, Millonarios is a team that almost disappeared 3 years ago.
But with government support, the club went public in 2011, and a new era was born.
The team has 2 stories, a 67-year-old story and also a 2-year story. And this is the new story that we are right now living in writing, and we are doing pretty well.
In December 2012, after a 24-year dry spell, Millonarios won their record 14th league title. But more than another trophy, this added more spice to the Clasico Bogotano. 6 months earlier, Santa Fe opened a new chapter of their own by winning the league for the first time in 37 years.
A ver, la hinchada santafereña es una hinchada que ha sido un poco aporreada, ¿no? En el sentido de los resultados. Es una hinchada que pasó mucho tiempo para volver otra vez a ver a su equipo campeón.
The title was their 7th in total, but there's one bragging right Santa Fe fans will always have over their rivals.
O sea que es un orgullo de los hinchas cardenales, de los hinchas de Santa Fe. Va a quedar en la historia. Cuando se inició el fútbol profesional en Colombia en 1948, el primer campeón fue Santa Fe.
The other titles came in 1958, 60, 66, 71, and 75. But in many ways, Santa Fe are currently enjoying their heyday. This year they beat Millonarios to secure the Superliga trophy and came runners-up to Nacional in the league. They also finished 3rd in the Copa Libertadores, South America's version of the Champions League.
Ahora, Santa Fe es un equipo que siempre será considerado grande.
In the 290 Clásicos Bogotanos since 1948, the record stands like this: 111 wins for Millonarios, 78 for Santa Fe, and 102 draws. But records aside, we ask these clubs one final question: why should we support your team?
Yo te invito a que seas hincha santafereño porque es el equipo de moda en el fútbol colombiano.
If you're the kind of person that like to see your team win most of the times, I invite you to see the history.
Ha sido una hinchada sufrida, pero que está volviendo a renacer el espíritu santafereño y que está viendo a su equipo nuevamente en los primeros lugares, un equipo referente, con muy buenos jugadores.
You are going to have more titles and more satisfaction, so it's your election.
That's right, it's your election, you the viewer. You've now been inside El Clasico Bogotano, and we want to know which team you'd choose to support and why. Are you red or are you blue? Independiente Santa Fe or Millonarios Football Club? Thanks for watching, and please share your thoughts.